2023 spring semester. I'm Casey Nyman.
And I'm Ryan Mink. Tonight, we'll be taking a look at things happening on and around UD's campus, while also taking a step back for some worldwide news. 49 News starts right now.
Starting with UD-related news, a new partnership with the University of Delaware has been formed. Recently, UD joined Research Match, a company that easily connects researchers to eligible volunteers. This all started because researchers found it difficult to find good candidates to test new medical treatments and vaccines on. This was done in hopes of diversifying research while also getting more knowledge that would otherwise wouldn't be available. In light of today being International Women's Day, UD class of 2019 alumna Erin Rezich is out of this world. Her career as an aerospace engineer at NASA is where she designs and tests lunar rovers and other critical equipment for space missions. She currently is working on the Volatiles Investigating Polar Exploration rover program. In November 2024, the robot will take water ice samples from the moon's south pole. Rezich explains how UD helped her get to where she is today. None of her accomplishments would have been possible without her undergraduate research, the Department of Mechanical Engineering. With St. Paddy's Day right around the corner, UD sent out an email regarding how to stay safe during the eventful weekend. At the same time, students and restaurants on Main Street are excited about what the holiday has in store. Brandon Alper has the story.
St. Patrick's Day is coming up next Friday, meaning plenty of students are going to parties, bars, and drinking in order to celebrate. This prompted an email from UD to tell students how to stay safe during the eventful weekend. But how do students feel about it?
I think all of the safety stuff that UD does is pretty good. They're giving a lot of options based on different, scenarios. Like if you go out, you can do X, Y, and Z. If you stay in, X, Y, and Z. They really kind of cover all their bases, so I think they do a pretty good job of it.
This raises the question on whether or not people will even listen to the UD email.
I'm not even gonna lie, I had no idea that there was an email even sent out.
I feel like some people will. Some people, they like to be more responsible with how they go out and stuff, and other people don't. And that's fine, but, it's just kind of taking their safety into their own hands, so.
Enough talk about safety. Let's see how some UD students plan on spending their St. Paddy's Day.
In green, partying, dressed up.
I'm probably gonna be in my house watching the Phillies if they have any spring training games, so I'm not going out personally.
Now that we know the safety protocols that UD has put in place and what students plan on doing with their St. Patrick's Day, let's see how local businesses feel about it.
Here in Newark, we're a very college-based town, so all the bars really hope that it can bring everyone together. It's one of those things that you see all the kids come out, but you also see the townies, so you see all the generations come together. Everybody just enjoys one good day of just having fun, and it really just, it's a good sight to see everyone. All the bars are packed, everyone's happy. It's a good economic boost for just the Newark itself. And besides that, it's just a good day to have fun with friends.
If you plan on going out to St. Patrick's Day, remember to stay safe and, if applicable, support your local businesses. For 49 News, I'm Brandon Alper.
The University of Delaware has recently opened a new graduate-only lounge. Located inside Perkins, the new lounge will expand on the previous East Room. As of March 1st, the lounge is now only open to graduate students. This lounge will serve as a space for graduate student governments and a study location for graduate students, which is a first for its kind for the university. Executive Director Anthony Duty says this lounge will give graduate students the opportunity to claim a space for their own.
We've got over 4,000 graduate and doctoral students on campus who don't really have a spot to call their own. So I'm really hoping that this will become a hub of activity for them as they come together and meet with their various graduate student organizations, holding workshops, seminars, socials, really to kind of bring that community together.
Over time, the lounge will build in TVs, projectors, and screen projectors. Also, in the coming weeks, the lounge will put in place a card reader that only accepts graduate students' IDs. So expect to see more grad students to be in Perkins.
On Tuesday night, two mothers came to campus to talk about the police violence that occurred to their children. Hosted by the College of Arts and Sciences and in celebration of the Department of Women and Gender Studies, the lecture regarding systematic racism caught the attention of many students. Angelica Sandoval has a story.
In celebration of 50 years of Women and Gender Studies, the University of Delaware held its inaugural Ida B. Wells lecture, featuring guest speakers Sabrina Fulton, mother of Trayvon Martin, and Loretta Prater, mother of Leslie Prater. Both mothers came to the university to share their stories of the loss of their child's life to police and police surrogate violence. Many students attended the event, including University President Dennis Asanis. Some of the questions raised during the conversation with Dr. Emerald Christopher, a woman and gender studies professor at the University of Delaware, was how the mothers were restricted from seeing their children's body and the trauma caused to them, how media was able or unable to help bring awareness across the country, the anxieties of current and future Black mothers, and the frustrations and obstacles of getting justice.
For us, it has been 19 years, and it's almost like it was 19 days.
And so I just want to talk to you guys for a minute to make you understand that regardless, it doesn't matter if it was a Black person behind the gun that shot him, a white person, a Latin person, it does not matter whether it was a police officer or a civilian, it doesn't matter if it was Black on Black crime, it does not matter. The pain is still there.
The pain does not go away, and no amount of money is going to bring your child back.
Many students decide to come out to the event in order to gain more knowledge on the topic.
I decided to come just to be a little bit more educated on a different perspective of the Trayvon Martin and other things that have happened in the world. You know, that was a totally different perspective. I never really heard of the mom's perspective and what they go through emotionally, physically, and things of that nature.
With university students advocating for various topics in today's society, both Sabrina Fulton and Loretta Prater hope that the conversation helps students think differently, both on and off campus.
And one of the things I wholeheartedly believe is that we have to change mindsets, which is harder than changing laws. You have to change somebody's mindset to turn away from hatred, to turn away from the ugliness, because this country was built on slavery and racism and discrimination. A lot of people haven't experienced that because they don't have brown skin.
So we just have to do a lot of caring for one another. It's too much hatred. We need more love. And so that's the only advice that I have, you know. Unfortunately, it's just not a perfect world.
Many students were impacted by the topics discussed in the lecture.
I really like what they were saying about love and about changing mindsets. I really think it's important to realize that these two women are humans who lost someone they loved, and I feel like if people could just understand that, that would bridge a lot of the tension around these topics. If we understand the humanity of what happened to these women.
Being a little bit more understanding and, like I said, paying attention to the other perspectives, because you only see that one side. You don't see what the family goes through. You don't see what the mom goes through, because they're the one that birthed them. They're the ones that lost somebody that meant something truly. They just people that we seen that died and that made a big movement and blew up. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that we pay attention to.
I took from it to be more involved in school and very much trying to look at the perspective of others for it, definitely.
Even though Trayvon Martin was miles and miles and miles away from you all, you felt that as well. And so, and that I am forever indebted. I mean, I never have a problem with coming to a university to speak to the young people.
For 49 News, I'm Angelica Sandoval.
Welcome back, everyone. Now here's your sports update. Delaware men's basketball was unable to defend their conference tournament title and saw its season come to a close at the hands of Townsend in the quarterfinals of the CAA tournament, falling 86-60. Before the game, both Jameer Nelson Jr. and Jair Davis were named to all Colonial teams, with Nelson being named to the All-CAA first team and defensive team, while Davis tabbed All-CAA third team. As for the women's team, they secured the 8th seed in the Colonial tournament and are set to defend their conference title and will first face number 9 seeded Hampton in the second round Thursday, March 9th at 12 p.m. Delaware baseball fell to a record of 4-8 after suffering a 5-run rally in the 9th inning by George Washington, dropping the contest with a final score of 10-7. The team will play Hofstra next, who will come to town to open conference play with a 3-game set starting on Friday. The women's softball team split a pair of 1-run games this past weekend at the Pirate Spartan Classic. The Blue Hens dropped a tight 6-5 game to Binghamton to open, then defeated Norfolk State 5-4 in 9 innings. With the 2 games, Delaware now moves to 7-10 on the season. The Blue Hens will head back out on the road next weekend to open CAA play against the College of Charleston. The 2 teams will play a doubleheader starting on Saturday, March 11th at 12 p.m. before concluding the weekend on Sunday, March 12th at 12 p.m. Delaware men's lacrosse defeated UMBC 17-11 on Tuesday. With the win, the team has now improved their record to 4-2. In addition, a major accomplishment was made as redshirt senior defender Owen Grant reached 100 career caused turnovers. Grant, who owns the program for a record for caused turnovers in a career, is one of 2 active players in the country to reach 100 career caused turnovers. The team opens conference play at Monmouth on Saturday, March 11th. As for women's lacrosse, the team was defeated by Georgetown with a score of 11-7. Despite the loss, freshman Morgan Gore is off to a hot start as she has now scored a goal in 6 consecutive games to begin her career, the longest streak a Blue Hens ever had in over 14 years. She is also the first Delaware freshman to score a goal in 6 consecutive games since Mackenzie Rafferty in 2013. Both men's and women's swimming sent representatives to the NCAA Zone A Championship at Morgantown, West Virginia. Kevin Siegfried and Philip Townsend were chosen to represent the men's team. Siegfried competed in the 1-meter dive on Monday, finishing 36th place, and both Siegfried and Townsend competed in the 3-meter dive, placing 41st and 42nd respectively. Juliana Service was chosen for the representative for the women's team. Service competed in the 3-meter dive, placing 37th, and also the 1-meter dive, placing 59th. This has been your sports update. Now on to more news.
Moving into Delaware news, a winning lottery ticket for $2 million remains unclaimed in Delaware. This unclaimed winning Powerball play ticket was purchased at a Wawa on Capitol Trail near Newark, so the possibility of a student being the unknown winner is extremely high. Helen Keeley, the director of the Delaware Lottery, says the date and time the ticket was purchased is unknown, as that information is only available on the printed ticket. The Delaware Lottery urges all players to check their tickets in case the winning numbers belong to them. The winning numbers for the winning ticket were 11, 24, 56, 66, and 67, and the Powerball was 26. Yesterday, the Delaware House voted 28-13, approving a bill that would legalize recreational marijuana use by adults in the state. Even though the Democratic Party controls both the House and the Senate, Democrats in the state have been trying for several years to legalize marijuana, but have failed to get enough support. Governor John Carney still has the opportunity to veto this bill again. Still, the supporters of this bill hope the legalization of marijuana in the state will create more jobs and generate tax revenue. The Peach Blossom Eatery has quickly become a Main Street staple for a reason. The dining experience is like no other.
Nothing says Newark quite like the plethora of homely local restaurants. Someone who understands this best and works firsthand to cultivate this niche environment is Olivia Brinton, co-owner of the Peach Blossom Cafe. While the Peach Blossom Eatery is a fairly new addition to Main Street, Olivia has some experience under her belt from her other wildly popular Little Goat Cafe. Just like Little Goat, Peach Blossom is lined up with loyal customers Wednesday through Sunday. Only a year after it opened, Peach Blossom Cafe was voted Best in Delaware 2022 for a reason. The menu offered is like no other. With exotic flavors such as tiramisu pancakes to mushroom gravy, there is always something for your taste palette to explore. Olivia tells me herself that the pastries are out of this world.
Everything is made from scratch here, and I think you really taste the difference. Like the vodka sauce, we make it from scratch. It's not coming out of a can. Our hash browns, we cook, shred, season, and form the potatoes ourselves. So you can really taste the difference in the quality of food that we provide.
With its cozy interior to match the fresh ingredient-based meals, this spot is built with love from both the staff and the customers. There's an ambiance that can't be found anywhere else.
I think it's really important for students to kind of seek out and support small and locally owned businesses because it's what makes Newark, Newark. That is a reflection of that town, and it's going to be a much more special experience because you're supporting someone who lives in that town, their money stays in that town, and it makes, like, as a college student, it makes your college experience that much cooler to say, oh my God, remember that really cute little restaurant? Like, I miss it, or something like that.
Be sure to stop in anywhere from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. for breakfast, lunch, or a treat to get a taste of why everyone is so enamored by this charming spot. For 49 News, I'm Casey Nyman.
On Monday, state troopers responded to a report of disorderly and intoxicated person at a Catholic school in Newark. The individual, Joseph Twizzler, was passed out on a sidewalk in front of the chapel. When state troopers arrived and attempted to approach him, a physical altercation occurred, with Twizzler attempting to remove a firearm from the trooper's holster. No troopers were harmed during the incident. Twizzler has been charged with 2 felonies, 3 misdemeanors, and 2 violations, and is currently out on bail. Delaware House Bill 198 was recently signed, requiring each school district and charter school serving K-12 to teach Black history. This includes the significance of enslavement to the American economy and the contributions of Black people to American life, history, literature, the economy, politics, and culture. Representative Sherry Dorsey Walker stated Black history is American history, and the achievements, challenges, and contributions of Black people should not be limited to 1 month. This inclusive curriculum is designed to help students of all races see Black people as crucial to this nation and enhance the educational experience. There is plenty of variety up and down Main Street, but if you find yourself always visiting the same places, you're not the only one. Meg Rossler has more.
Humans are creatures of habit, especially when it comes to their everyday food and drink choices. On Main Street, right in the heart of UD's campus, there is practically an option for everyone, no matter what you are craving or what your dietary restrictions are. But among all these options, it oftentimes seems as if people find themselves constantly returning to the same establishments over and over again. But with so much variety available so readily, why do residents of the area and students alike continuously visit the same locations? In a lot of cases, these restaurants serve a version of comfort food to some people, which keeps them coming back. Highly palatable foods activate the same brain regions of reward and pleasure that are even active in drug addiction. So once these foods are found and enjoyed, it keeps customers wanting to come back for more.
So I'm out here on Main Street today asking people where their go-to favorite food places are and seeing how much people really think they branch out. Where is your go-to place to eat on Main Street?
El Diablo. Oh God. I usually go to Chipotle actually.
Oh, Roots, of course.
Cafe Gelato.
Ooh. Oishi sushi and ramen.
I love Roots and like Snap probably.
Oh my God. I love Homegrown actually. It is the best place ever. It's really expensive, so only go when your parents are visiting. Chipotle. That's where I'm going right now.
Chipotle.
Honeycrow.
Do you think you find yourself going to the same places around here, or do you think you branch out a little bit on your food choices?
Honestly, I always go to Chipotle.
I definitely go to the same places.
I find myself going to the same places a lot just because I don't have like the mental energy to branch out, but if I'm like, oh, let me try something new, then I would.
In fact, I had Roots yesterday, and I think 2 days before that. I don't branch out. My 2 are Roots and Snap because I either want carbs or a salad.
Probably, I mean, I've been to most places, but I usually end up at the sushi place. Yeah, so we're both seniors, so we've kind of been everywhere, but kind of stick to the same places.
The UD community clearly has some favorites among all these options and are very loyal to the places they love. For 49 News, this is Meg Rossler.
Hello everyone, I'm Brandon Alper with your entertainment news. Cole Sprouse opened up about his personal life in a way he never had before. The 30-year-old Riverdale star didn't hold back while appearing on today's episode of the Call Her Daddy with Alex Cooper podcast, touching on his past romances, his split from Riverdale co-star Lily Reinhart, and the bowl cut he rocked throughout his Disney years. Sticking with the Disney Channel theme, ever since The Wizard of Waverly Place alum Selena Gomez split with Justin Bieber in 2018, fans are convinced that she's been feuding with his now wife Hailey. Over the years, the model has faced major criticisms from fans regarding her and Justin's relationship on social media. Is there really any bad blood between Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber? Who knows? All we know is fans are vocally choosing sides after Hailey's most recent post acknowledging the hate. In lighter news, Ben Savage, the star of the 1990s teen sitcom Boy Meets World, plans to run for the congressional seat in California. The actor is running in the Los Angeles area district, which is currently represented by Adam Schiff, a top Democrat and former House Intelligence Chair. On Instagram, Savage stated that he was running for Congress because it's time to restore faith in government by offering reasonable, innovative, and compassionate solutions to our country's most pressing issues. Huge releases in both the music and film world are on the way. Just before our next show in 2 weeks, Miley Cyrus, U2, and T-Pain will have dropped albums. On March 10th specifically, 65 starring Adam Driver and Scream 6 starring Jenna Ortega and Courtney Cox will hit theaters. Speaking of theaters, Creed 3 shot past box office expectations on its opening weekend, which was from March 3rd to March 5th, making it not only the biggest opening for a film in the Creed trilogy, but apparently the biggest domestic opening for a sports movie ever. That's a wrap on our entertainment news. I'm Brandon Alper. Your anchors Casey and Ryan will be back to continue with worldwide news after this short break.
49 News starts right now.
I'm Emma Schneider here with your entertainment news.
I'm Laura Daly here with this week's weather update. We could see the clouds are moving in to the area as the night progresses.
I went out to find out what students really think.
Let's see what students at the University of Delaware have to say.
Here's what you can do to keep yourself safe during this holiday season.
Sadly, that is all we have for you tonight on 49 News.
It's back. We're back.
Penn Sport Night, your University of Delaware sports broadcasting show.
That team from Boston. Just because they got a leprechaun don't mean they're going to be lucky.
How has your experience been playing field hockey here? How magical was the beginning of the season for you guys?
Who are you rooting for this World Cup?
Probably the USA or Scotland.
Watch the play. I don't think I've seen it though. Yeah, you can't guard them. That's not your body.
It's her first time in 10 years, so we're like kind of at the same level.
Welcome to Real Talk. What is the best Halloween candy?
You had to play a song every time you came into the room. What song would it be?
This movie's bonkers. Let's get right into that.
Do you guys like pickles?
No.
I love pickles. I'm so excited.
You see Kanye West as this icon, as this person, and he said some anti-Semitic things, so it's like, how do you deal with it?
There's nothing scarier than a student-run television show with an audience of 13.
Do you mean bi-weekly?
Don't they look stunning?
What? I don't want to hold you back.
Ow!
What now?
McKinley! Shut the hell up!
Let me just leave these babies here, Ricky, while I head on up to the saloon for the hour. I'm just gonna...
I've been your host, Lauren Kapp, and this is the Bi-Weekly Show.
Yeah!
Thank you for the entertainment update, Brandon. After a studio-wide vote, I can say that most of us are Team Selena. We are seeing slightly below normal temperatures for March, and it's feeling more like winter now than it did in February. As for the 5-day forecast, it was sunny today, and the sun will continue to shine tomorrow. But heavy rain is on its way for Friday. Then, overnight into Saturday morning, it will become more of a mix, and we suspect some snow during the morning hours for our area on Saturday. Sunday is pretty cold and dry, but then Monday we're back with the rain coming our way. Looking at the weather through a worldwide lens, Tropical Cyclone Freddie is on track to become a record-breaking storm, already killing 21 people and thousands displaced. This cyclone has done tremendous damage to Madagascar and Mozambique, with heavy rains and flooding damaging their communities. This cyclone has made its journey across the entire Indian Ocean, which is very rare. Freddie has been named the longest-lasting tropical cyclone since it first developed a month ago. A humanitarian operation is currently underway in the region, with further challenges expected once Freddie makes landfall again.
Fox News is currently undergoing a $1.6 billion defamation lawsuit. The lawsuit was filed by Dominion Voting Systems after Fox made claims that Dominion rigged voting machines during the 2020 election. Fox claims that this was done in order to steal the election from then-sitting President Trump. Recently, hundreds of documents have been released detailing the reactions of stars and executives at Fox in the days after the election. It may take a while, but these documents might just be the key to exactly what Fox's motivations are. A sealed-off chamber inside one of Egypt's Great Pyramids of Giza has been discovered. This corridor is located on the northern side of the Pyramid of Khufu and was discovered using modern scanning technology. The newly discovered chamber measures almost 30 feet long and more than 6 feet wide. At this time, archaeologists do not know what the function of this chamber was.
That's all we have for you tonight on 49 News. Make sure to tune in for our next show on March 22nd.
Be sure to follow us on social media at 49 News. It's been a pleasure being your host tonight. I'm Ryan Mink.
And I'm Casey Nyman. From all of us here, have a good night and stay safe.